and gentlemen.
Today, we would like to talk about AI used in transportation. But drones is a kind of aerial vehicle without human operation, which you may see them used to take pictures in daily life. Are you serious? I'm serious! Drones can be employed both on land and underwater. But today, we only focus on underwater drones. We divide our topic into 5 parts. The first part is introduction of drones. The second part is applications of AI technology. And the third part is challenges of underwater drones.
And the fourth part is global issues and future development.
And the last part is conclusion.
Now, let me talk about the introduction of drones. Unmanned underwater vehicle, originally called UUV, sometimes are aerial vehicles that are able to operate underwater without human occupants. These vehicles divided into 2 categories. The one is remotely operated vehicle, abbreviated as ROV, which is controlled by a remote human operator. The other is autonomous underwater vehicle, called AUV, which is operating independently without direct human input. Now, let's turn our attention to the core values of UUV. Nowadays, UUV are used for survey, mapping, and data collection. Because of the advancement in technology, the usage of UUV have increasingly been expanded. So, they are now used for more complicated missions. The structure and reliability of UUV have made them deployed by the military for commercial and research purposes.
What research purposes can you do?
Take research purposes, for example. When it comes to using AUV for the purpose of research, it means that research of oceanic or seafloor for any loss to the underwater ecosystem. Additionally, AUV can also be used to track reefs and other life forms that exist underwater.
Based on the brief information of drones, I'm sure that you all know about the story of Titanic. Can anyone guess how or in what way we found the wreckage of the ship?
Well, I have no idea. Can you give me some hints?
Let me answer this for you. They used AUV and ROV. But how exactly did they do? Now let's talk about applications of underwater drones. Firstly, mine sweeping. At present, the depth of diving of the ROV for mine clearance is generally 500 meters. The process is roughly as follows. After the sonar of the mine sweeper discovered underwater mines, then the ROV is loaded with mine sweeping explosives and placed in the water. Secondly, sample collection. This underwater drone, ROV, can be used to explore the deep sea of 3,000 meters underwater. Through the robot arm of ROV, it can also precisely collect samples. Thirdly, survey of ice sheets. The AUV can dive into the depth of 30 meters and has a top view echo finder to investigate the bottom of the sea ice. With AUV, we can reach the bottom of the sea ice that is difficult to access and drill. Let's move on to challenges of underwater drones. Depth is limited by length of umbilical cable. In addition, the equipment needs a hard boat to operate because they are unable to access very shallow waters. Besides, underwater drones are difficult to employ in areas with strong water currents.
Let's look at some global issues which are related to application of drones and its future development. In the case of the Notre Dame fire in France, how drones can help humans without fires. Firefighting uses 2 types of commercial drones to extinguish it. The first one is Mavic N-10, and the second one is Mavic Pro.
So, what do they work for?
Well, that's a good question. Let me solve the problem. They help firefighters track the spread of fires that pursue fire sources in the air. The thermal imaging images captured by the drone, which help the fire control decide where to pump the most efficiently and stay in a favorable position in the air to guide the firefighting strategy. Instead, helicopter flexibility and cost are compared to drones. Also, with the help of drones, firefighters are able to use firefighting tools precisely and save the two bell towers for considerable better at critical moments. Through this incident, many people also affirm the ability of drones' disaster relief and also prove the drones' international contribution and dedication.
Based on above discussion, we know that both land and water use drones can be improved in the future. So now, let's conclude by giving you some impact on future sustainability. The first one is stability, and the second one is low deployment cost. The third one is improved data qualification, and the last one is excellent navigation algorithms. It's all for our presentation.
Thank you for listening.